We are back, Red Devils Talk, me your host Session, and it is deadline day. And various reports, we've made three deadline day signings, if I have to put it that way. Three, here we goes from Fabrizio Romano. We'll speak about that. You obviously know one of them, definitely, as you see in the thumbnail. Sofian Amrabat, here we go. Reguilon, Altay, Bayender, the backup goalkeeper, and we'll be definitely previewing our big game against Arsenal on Sunday. And Ten Hag has said in his press conference that Rasmus Hojlund is ready to start. We've got lots to get into in today's video. Subscribe to the channel, please. Drop a like and definitely hit the notification bell so that you know when I do upload videos. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, the transfer window is ending today, closing, and we definitely can say that it's an okay window. Maybe not. I mean, we should have done better. We should have done more. But the club doesn't have money. The Glazers have once again let down another manager who has succeeded and done well in his first or even second season with the likes of Ole and Mourinho. However, he should have been backed better. He should have gotten the players that he wanted. Of course, Onana was the goalkeeper that he wanted, considering what happened with the De Gea situation. But the likes of Harry Kane was a target for him. These are players that would have made a huge difference. And of course, if we had to get Kane and Hojlund together, that would have been better. But he was always given the bare minimum, the cheap option, and that's in the case of Sergio Reguilon, who also, here we go, by Fabrizio. So the transfer window should have been better, in my opinion. We needed higher quality players. I mean, the players that we got in are of good quality, but we needed higher quality players to even think of competing with the likes of City, Liverpool, etc., who have strengthened and definitely, in my opinion, have strengthened for the better. But the first year we got was from Fabrizio, Altay, Bayender, the backup goalkeeper from Fenerbahce. Everything is done. Official announcement has been made, and he will be Andre Onana's backup. Not much to be said on that, but he is a player that will have to replace Onana when he goes to the AFCON, when Ten Hag wants to rest Onana or perhaps change the goalkeeper. We will have to wait and see to see if he is the quality that is of the standard we need of a Manchester United goalkeeper and a goalkeeper that Erik Ten Hag likes in his goal. That is good. That shows a sense of recovery. I mean, Henderson left, and now we had to get him as a backup goalkeeper, and in my opinion, might even be a better goalkeeper than Dean Henderson. We obviously know the injuries that Luke Shaw had, so we definitely needed a left back. I know we spoke about Marco Correa being the number one choice, but then Chelsea went to go and play him in the Carabao Cup, which definitely complicated matters. And also the clause that United wanted was to be able to break the contract, terminate it at the end of January, because by then Shaw and Malacia would be ready and back fit, so we wouldn't need another left back, So us then getting Sergio Reguilon is simply because we needed cover. It's also been reported that Alvaro Fernandez is going to Granada on a season-long loan with no option to buy. I mean, do we only have 1 foot left back right now? I mean, Delo, in my opinion, will probably start on Sunday against Arsenal at left back. And that should be the option. I think even though Reguilon has been here we go, I don't think he would start on Sunday. I don't think Ten Hag would throw him into the team, considering he hasn't trained with the team, hasn't played under Ten Hag's type of tactics. So I think he'd probably just make an appearance on the bench. And like I said, Delo will start. But I'll speak more about the preview later on. But everything ties well because, as I said, Reguilon is going to be a left back that we only have for a short term. But he has been here we go. Ten Hag said he is here and he is ready. He's Premier League proven. He will help definitely in the attack. Not the player I wanted, let's be clear. But it was the cheap option, as I said. He was an option where we could go for him and get Sofian Amrabat, according to reports. And as I said, the option of being able to break the contract at the end of January, thus getting him, off the books and out of the team. Now, onto the Here We Go that we've been wanting for almost 2 months. Sofian Amrabat, the central midfielder slash defensive midfielder that Ten Hag wanted, that we needed, is a Here We Go. Fabrizio has given us that wonderful news, and to be honest, I was waiting for more news to happen, and I wanted us to sign Sofian Amrabat. We needed Sofian Amrabat. I mean, he changes our season for the better with the type of midfield tactical nous that Ten Hag can play, the ability that Sofian Amrabat has, not just as a leader, being the captain of Morocco, but being that presence. I mean, he was the captain of Fiorentina as well. You know, he is a leader by trade, and with his abilities on and off the ball, he definitely will, one, help Casemiro, lighten the load on Casemiro in terms of resting him when games when we don't need to play him, because Amrabat can play as a lone holding midfielder, a deep lying playmaker, which is his main position. And whether he plays alone or with Casemiro, it's a bonus for us. It's a huge attribute to have a player that can play alone but can also play in between the lines as a number 8 and be an extra defensive stability for a game like Arsenal when we do go away to these bigger teams. We got Bayern Munich in our Champions League group, which I'll speak about also, but I wanted to focus on deadline day, of course, the deals that we have done. Hopefully there's more deals, and I want you to focus on the Arsenal game as well. But on Amrabat still, he will definitely help us fill that hole, the gaps that we've been seeing in midfield against Wolves, against Spurs, and somewhat against Nottingham Forest. Definitely, Amrabat will help us close those spaces, close those gaps, and still be able to do well on the ball. Because a lot of people underrate him and don't actually take note of the fact that he is a ball-carrying midfielder. He breaks lines with his passes. He's a tempo controller. He's got a good long passing range and will be an asset with us holding possession and will help us hold possession, because he definitely can do that. Having played under Erik ten Hag is also an asset and definitely allows him to understand and adapt to Erik ten Hag's tactics much more quickly. So he will definitely allow us to have a stronger base and platform for the attackers to go and do their thing and express themselves. So Amrabat is a signing that was needed, and definitely I am so glad that Amrabat is part of Manchester United. It might be on a season-long loan, but it is with an option to buy, and I do believe that we will buy Sofian Amrabat because his contract expires with Fiorentina at the end of the season, and then he will be a free agent, which therefore, in my opinion, would make it much more easier for us to get him. So, on to the preview now for Arsenal. Now, as I said, we played Wolves, we played Spurs and Nottingham Forest, and in those 3 games, it was clear to see that we were not ready. We never started those games well. We were slow, not sharp enough. But against Nottingham Forest, we actually did well to come from behind, showed good character, had good moments within the game. And even against Spurs, you know, in the first half, we played well and perhaps should have scored. And if we scored, as I said, the game would have been different. But against Arsenal, again, it's an away game. Our away record is not that good. And we definitely are probably and are seen as the underdogs. I mean, everything is going for Arsenal. They might have drawn last week, but they're going to come back at the Emirates and they're going to want to win. They're going to have the crowd behind them. They're going to be fired up. They're going to have extra energy and motivation after they draw last week to get a win. They'll definitely get their players fired up for this game. And we need to be ready for that. We need to expect that from the get-go. We need to be ready for a full onslaught from them from the beginning. And we need to be defensively sound in order to either counter or counter-press them. Because it's not to say that they are invincible or that we cannot beat them. I personally feel that we are good enough to get a draw. However, with Ten Hag confirming that Hojlund is ready to start, he has said this in his press conference, that does leave us with a slight advantage, considering that Arsenal's defenders, Saliba, Gabriel, would not have known or be ready for the likes of a physical presence in Rasmus Hojlund, who has electric pace to get in behind, which is what Rashford would have done. So Hojlund would give us twofold: a hold-up play as a number 9, holding onto the ball and laying it off for the midfielders, Anthony, Rashford, etc., Bruno, and also be able to run in behind when he sees space in behind. And Arsenal will play a high line. They will try to press us and they will want to win the ball high, just as we do. So therefore, there will be space in behind for the likes of Rashford and Hojlund to run into. So it is definitely going to be quite interesting to see how Ten Hag sets up. But I feel that if he said himself, as he said, Hojlund is ready to start, then I believe that Hojlund will start. I mean, Martial, the games that he played, when he did play and come on, he didn't do anything to convince me that he should start against Arsenal. If Hojlund is fit, then start Hojlund. What is there to lose? Take the risk, and definitely that new signing debut feeling might give him extra energy to make an impression, to do well on the pitch, and to run and definitely press Arsenal from the front, because he is a pressing machine. For me personally, as a starting 11, I would go with Onana in goal, Delô at left back. As I said, Reguilon should not be starting this game. I mean, he just came into the team, we just got signed. On the bench would be a much better prospect for me. Martinez, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka to complete the back 5 in midfield. Now, I wanted to start McTominay because I had the thought that, you know what, if we don't get Amrabat, we'll have to suck it up and then basically start McTominay next to Casemiro for more defensive stability. But since Amrabat has been here, we go. I would hope that he is ready for this game in order to play. Now, yes, but contradictory trying to say that I shouldn't start Reguilon at left back, you know, considering he is also a new signing. But Amrabat is different. He is a strong mentality type player, played in big games, especially in the World Cup, definitely knows how to raise his game for a big game, and I think definitely should start this game alongside Casemiro. If he doesn't start, then definitely Christian Eriksen should be the one to play alongside Casemiro to allow us to have control of the ball, but also for us to have possession when we are trying to play out from the back. And of course, Bruno in the 10, our captain Magnifico. Rashford on the left. As I said, Ten Hag has said that Hojlund is ready to start, and in my opinion, should start up front. And Anthony on the right-hand side. He had a good game against Nottingham Forest, and I would want to see him have more confidence against Arsenal when he has the ball. And between him and Sancho, I prefer him because he kind of works hard off the ball as well. Sancho does, but not as hard as Anthony. So that would be the team I would go with on Sunday. And I think that if we stay in the game, if we are mentally sound and we defend well, we might just nick a goal here and there and actually go on to win the game. But realistically, a draw is what I am hoping for at most, because as I said, Arsenal are a team that are more dynamic right now than us, are further in terms of their organization and their style of play under Arteta, and definitely will look to once again win us as they did last season at the Emirates. We didn't have Casemiro in that game. We will have him for this game. So perhaps there might be a bit of a change in that particular aspect as to how we approach this game. But I would want us to win, of course. But in realistic terms, a draw is probably what we are looking to get, regardless of the Hojlund factor and potentially Amrabat. But football is football. We don't know what will happen, but we hope and pray and believe for the best. A few other things that I just want to speak about before I end of the video. Pelistri has been confirmed to stay this season and compete with Anthony on the right-hand side or the left, considering he can play on either wing. Ahmad, of course, we know is staying and will be another option on the right-hand side. And Kobbie Mainoo is also not far from returning from injury. So lots of positives in today's video, and hopefully we get more signings on deadline day. You know, there is still a few hours left. There is still a few things that can happen. McTominay might be on his way, you know, to Fulham if an offer arrives, and if he chooses to go there, you know, we might get another attacker in. As I said, Taremi, the likes of João Felix are still available. So anything can happen. I mean, we brought in the likes of Falcao. We brought in the likes of Dimitar Berbatov back then years ago on deadline day. So there are options on deadline day. A lot of things can happen, and we'll have to hope for the best. But Bayern Der, backup goalkeeper, here we go. Sergio Reguilon, left back, here we go. And the big one, Sofian Amrabat, here we go. He will be a Manchester United player, and that is the big one that I am excited for. And of course, excited for Hojlund on Sunday when we play Arsenal. But I thank you guys for joining me. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button, definitely. And of course, hit that notification bell so that you know when I do upload videos. Thank you for joining me in today's video. Let's hope deadline day goes well. Enjoy the game on Sunday. Till we speak again soon, Red Devils. Bye-bye.